get a knife and then you twist, that's not going to work. I do think it didn't do it with any, not one single one. No. So maybe if it was a proper roll, it might work. No, that's a definite no. There's also my favourite, which is, oh my gosh, this is a game changer. Good morning, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting, and welcome back to my farmhouse kitchen in little old New Zealand. Today we are going to be having another day in the kitchen, and predominantly we are going to be processing this year's abysmal garlic harvest, and we'll get onto that in a little bit. Excuse me. Excuse me. But first of all, I would just love to say a couple of thank yous. So I hadn't been to my PO box for quite some time, and I went in the new year, and last week actually, and I had some beautiful cards. So look at this handmade card. Isn't that stunning? Handmade by Rebecca. And yeah, so Rebecca, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed your card. You're so clever. It's gorgeous. And then I've got this lovely little one here, and this one was from Sharon. I'm not going to obviously read everything, but there's a gorgeous one there with the little fantails, and that's from Jan. And I've got this lovely card. I love getting cards. They're so pretty. And one of my daughters sent Christmas cards this year, and I thought, you know what, this year I'm going to do Christmas cards because I really enjoyed getting Christmas cards. And this one's from Debbie, and a lovely card from Linley. Now Linley, also naughty Linley, but thank you so much, popped a $50 Kiwi note in there, and I really appreciated that. And I'm haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, because I don't get to treat myself very often, and I decided no, I'm not going to use it for anything other than getting something that I will enjoy, and it's something that I won't normally get. So I'm thinking it probably will be something for the garden, but possibly something for the kitchen. I haven't decided. I will let you know. And also there was a package, a lovely package from Carol, and she sent me a glide mat for my KitchenAid. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I've got arthritis starting up in my elbows, you know, yeah, in the 50s now, so these things happen. And look what happens. Excuse my baking tray. Instead of having to lift it, it slides. I hope you can see that. So I can slide it around now. Up until, I hope you were able to see that. Up until then, I had to lift it. So that is an absolute godsend. So I've just seen my husband's aged huntaway, Fern, walk and poke her head in the dining room here. She's like, I just gave her a couple of eggs. She's like, oh, can I have some more eggs? Anyway, thank you, Carol. So I really appreciate that, thank you. And if you did want to send me a letter or a card or anything like that, my PO box is in the description of all my videos. And yeah, I've got some thank you cards that I like to send out to people, and they're just pictures of the farm and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to do some garlic. Because it's all dry now, so and I will show you how I dried them, and then we'll bring it all in, and then we're going to process it, and then we're going to have we'll just do something fun. I know which way I prefer to peel and cut my garlic, but we will try a few different methods. Secondly, I've got the last of the plums that I need to process. Initially I was just going to do the garlic and then leave it at that, but if I'm in the kitchen doing all this garlic, the kitchen might as well be working for me. Initially I was just going to bung these in the freezer, but I might make some plum jam while I'm standing here peeling garlic for the next couple of hours. And if you saw the last vlog, I have taken out some mince and some chicken legs. I'm going to marinate that. We already have something for dinner tonight because my stepson went fishing the other day and he caught a massive huge snapper, so we're going to have fresh snapper for dinner tonight. But I really need to get the beef and the chicken cooked up so it doesn't spoil and they're both thawed. So we're going to make the marinade, cook it, and then if anybody just wants you know, a bit of protein, then they can gnaw on some chicken leg from the fridge. And I have decided to turn the beef into a nacho mix. I don't have beans. Might just have to put a jar of my baked beans in there because I've got a few bags of corn chips and I really need to use them up. So yeah, that's what we're going to get up to today. So I have a sort of like a wire, sturdy wire pet. It used to be for the bunnies so I could put them on the grass. So I've just sort of weaved all the garlic in amongst that, and that's been drying there for a wee while. But that's all the garlic there. I'm just going to bring it inside. Right, here it is. Absolutely abysmal. Right, I'm going to show you. Let's try and get a couple of examples here. There's one that's okay. Alright. And it's good thing that I'm getting onto it because it's obviously got a little bit wet at one point. The rain drives in and I'm starting to get a little bit of mold on them. So I did have some bigger ones, not so much that one, but there was some that were like 2-3 times the size of that and have got cloves. And that, I think, no, that was not from the first bed. The first bed that had the wool did really well. It had, you know, like, you know, huge big bulbs, not as big as last year, but big bulbs. And that was purely because of the dags kept everything moist, it kept the weeds down, and it fed the soil. So those ones did really well. I've already processed them and I have been using them for a wee while. So yeah, so I've got a few that are like this that have cloves, and then the rest of them, pretty much all the rest of them are this size, which is puny. It's nothing. And that's just one whole clove. They didn't bulb out. Now, I know why, but I'm going to give myself grace. I wasn't here. I wasn't here to tend to them. And they had to fend for themselves, and that's fine. I decided to pull them up anyway because... and once we start processing them, we'll see if I've got anything that's salvageable. If it's not, so be it. These things happen, right? So a couple of things. The other beds, I never got around to putting the wool on them, so they didn't get fed. So they were hungry, and garlic are very heavy feeders. So that's one of the problems. Secondly, I had to pull them early because they started showing signs of rust. Not signs, they were infected with rust. So once they get that, they just stop growing, so there was no point in and I really left them as long as I possibly could. The bulbs, before I planted them, they didn't get the stratification that they normally would. Usually I put them in the fridge, or I plant them you know, early enough that they get a really cold winter, and our winter was very, very mild. So that's another reason why you get bulbs that don't split into cloves. Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell pretty much, and that's fine. It is what it is, and we will just start processing them. Now I'm going to try a few different methods, and let's have an experiment and see which way is going to be the easiest and the fastest way. But I do know from last year, because I had a lot of garlic to process last year, that my hands got burnt from the garlic, so I'm going to put on a pair of food gloves first. And I'm just going to probably top and tail. These gloves are a little bit big for my hands. top and tail. Oh, see, it has broken up into a few little cloves. On this side it's got one. So we're gonna just chuck them into this bowl. I'm just gonna wipe this out. So this one I'm gonna do is just top and tail. Not gonna worry about the skins or anything, and then that will sort of keep the mess down a little bit. Right, there's my bowl. Not bad, not bad. I threw some out because they were starting to go soft. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's probably a couple of months worth of garlic once I process them. So let's try a few different methods. I was silly and I chopped both the top and the bottom off all of them, and one of them was to smash with your hand, root up. Can't do that. These are too tiny, so that's not going to work. But if you have the root up and then you go smash down like that, that sort of breaks them out. But because I've already topped and tailed, that's not going to work. Another one that I've seen on social media is to get a knife, and be very careful doing this. Get a knife and then you twist. That's not going to work. I think maybe it's too... I don't know why. Maybe it's still too green, but that seems very fiddly to me. Try again just to make sure. So you push it in and twist. Well, it kind of breaks it open, but again, really fiddly. And I'm still peeling. So there's that method. So it's a knife and twist. Again, you break up some cloves. This could be too new. Like the garlic might be, you know, too young to do the jar method. I've seen others do it with a couple of bowls as well, where you put some garlic in the bottom of the bowl and put another bowl on top, and then you shake it. So we'll give this one a go. Just get a jar and then just shake. Great for my arthritis. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. No, I do think it didn't do it with any, not one single one. I do think because I only harvested it a while, maybe if it was bone dry that might work. Who knows? So that's the two bowls or the jar method, pierce and twist, and there's also my favourite, which is smash. Knife, smash. If you don't want it as smashed as what I've just done it, just lightly press it, and it stays a little more intact. And then one other method that I used to have years ago was a silicone little roll. I don't have it anymore, but I wondered if a clean toilet roll would work. So I thought, well, let's give that a go. No. No, that's a definite no. So I've got my baking mat here. No. So maybe if it was a proper roll, it might work. I'm not sure. I know when I used to have it, it did work, but I did find it a bit fussy. So after trying those few methods, again, it could be different using like older garlic, but for me, I think I'm just going to be standing here, and it's all good because I'm listening to a podcast. I'm going to put my gloves on, and I'm just going to peel. You know, if the skin is young enough, you can blitz the skin as well, but I just prefer it without. So I'm going to leave that one home. I'm going to get another container and leave some whole, because to leave them whole, all you do is get a little knife and just do that, and then it peels right off. See, that's actually quite quick as well. Because I make a beautiful recipe called 40 clove chicken, and I haven't had it for ages, so while I've got this garlic out, I'm going to make that. If you're interested in that recipe, let me know and we'll make it together. So I might process and leave, because there's small cloves, I'll probably like do 50 cloves or something like that. 50-60 cloves of chicken. Oh, yum, now I want it, but I don't have any chicken breasts left. I have to have a real dig deep and see if I can find any. Right, this is going to be me for the next probably hour or so. So because it's going to take me quite some time to get through all this, and I may even go and sit down, get off my knee and just put one of those little knee tables on and chuck on some telly and just peel away, and I don't mind doing that. But in the meantime, I've got the plums. I already have a video on plum jam with no pectin. I will leave that linked in the description if you are interested in watching that, because it is plum season over here in the southern hemisphere, and I might just quickly make up the marinade. So I'm going to do the marinade first, and then that can sit for, I don't know, we'll just give it maybe an hour to sit and marinate, and then I will get the Instant Pot also going for, should I do Instant Pot? Actually, I think maybe I might leave the nacho to tomorrow. I think I'll be taking on too much. I have to know my limitations. So yeah, I'll definitely get the jam done because these plums need to be processed, and I will get the chicken done, but I will leave the nachos for another day. Right, I'm just going to leave it in the bag that it was frozen in, and grab another bag for this other lot. Probably have put this all into one bag actually, now that I look at it. Oh, to and fro, what should I do? Put it all in one bag, Stacey. I've wasted a bag, but okay, I'll take my gloves off. I don't normally use gloves for when I'm handling chicken, but I actually quite liked the ease of that. Now, there's no recipe as such. Just going to bung some honey in there, and as it cooks it'll, oh, I hear a chicken. I shouldn't have any chickens out. Let me go check. Got an escapee. That's alright. So I've got some soy sauce, or you could use coconut aminos. I've never used it, so, but I hear it's very similar to soy sauce. Uh-oh, we have a hole. That was a waste of soy sauce, but these things happen. Right, as it turns out, I didn't waste the bag. Well, that's going to be useless doing it that way. What a mess I'm making, because the marinade's not going to stay in the chicken. I need to pull it out. So much for not getting my hands all chickeny. Oh yeah, I can feel the big hole there. Right, I'm just going to clean up and wash my hands thoroughly. I'm just going to pop some more honey in case I lost some of that honey. Might as well use up the last of it. I think that's the last of my honey, of my bulk honey anyway. So that's good. That's one huge container that lasted all year, so that's excellent to know. I just need to buy one, and that'll be enough for all my honey needs in a total year. Okay, we'll try the soy sauce again. And my favourite oil, the good oil in New Zealand. And just put enough in there for a good coating. I always throw my ginger in the freezer. I bought a massive huge chunk of it for like $2. It was on marked down, so it's in the freezer. Just going to chop the end, and I have no ground ginger. Still haven't bought any since before Christmas, mostly because I haven't been shopping since before Christmas. So I'm just going to put a bunch of, see? These little microplanes are amazing. I use them for chocolate and for spices and stuff. And then all I have to do is chuck that straight back in the freezer. And I've processed that much garlic, I'm just going to throw that in. I probably would like more, but that'll do. And that's it. Really simple, easy marinade. No salt, because the soy sauce is already salty. If you don't have honey, or it's too expensive, just use brown sugar. Try and take out all the air. Now I'm going to pop it into another bag. You don't have to put it in another bag, I'm just doing it just because it's so messy. And then I really want to give it a really good massage to get all that garlic, ginger, honey dispersed. Carl's haymaking at the moment. I was going to talk while I roll, but it's quite noisy. He's haymaking at the moment, so he's doing some long hours, and he said he'll pop by later on this afternoon, and he'll probably come home for a drink and a rest. And he will probably quite like some of these chicken legs as a bit of a snack before his dinner. So I'm just going to pop that into the fridge and let that marinate for about an hour. and then cook it up, and I'll show you it at some stage in the video what it looks like when it comes out. Alright, so that's a job well done, and I will bake that on about 170 fan bake until cooked. But yeah, I like them nice and they go all caramelized and yummy, and all that garlic and that. Oh, I love chicken like that. Okay, so me and this massive bowl and my chopping board are going to go and sit down. As I said, it's going to take a while. I'll bring you back once I've done it all, and then we will process it. I've decided I'm not going to do the jam right now because simply it needs my attention, and if I'm doing this, then I don't want to be up and down. So get focused, Stacey. Get the one job done first, and then I can if I feel like it, I'll do the jam. If not, I can always throw it in the freezer, or I could do it later on after I've done all this. And yeah, so I will see you back in a minute. I'm back. It's been about half an hour, and in half an hour I've done that. There's all the peels, and I've got some more here and some in a little pot. I was sitting there thinking, you know what, these are so tiny, this is going to literally take me hours and hours, if not days, to do it. And then it dawned on me, I wonder if I put them in a pot and brought them to the boil, just brought them to the boil, shut it off and then drained it, whether it would be easier. Calm down. Have a look. Don't mind the chicken. She's still going off. So, this is the example here. So I literally just brought it to the boil, and then the skins just pop straight out. So easy. And it is very, very slightly cooked. I'm not worried about that. Actually, it's interesting. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, it is sticking more. But when I first took it out, they were just popping straight out of the skin, like really, really easy. It's still a lot easier. So I think going forward, see that's a good example. That just pops straight out. Moving forward, this could be the best way. See, that popped out. Oh yeah. And some of the skins even just fell off. So top and tail, still fiddly, but way less fiddly. And definitely a lot easier. It's not fully cooked it, but it's enough. And I actually wonder if some of these skins would even be okay to now whiz up. I don't know. No, that's a bit papery. So I often wondered if you whizzed up the skins whether you would taste it. So I think that's what I'm going to do, because that is definitely way faster. Oh look, these little tiny ones pop out really easily. So I'm going to keep experimenting with this method, and it's also not burning my hands. I was finding that the gloves were slowing me down heaps. Actually, these little wee ones pop out real easy. It's the bigger ones that don't pop out as easy. And considering I've got so many little ones, that's good. All right. It's still going to take me a long time, but it is going to be a lot faster. And then all I'm going to do with this garlic is blitz it up in my Thermomix and then freeze it like I normally do. Alright, I'm going to put the rest of this garlic in the pot and bring it to the boil. That's way faster. Way faster. Alright, I've got the oven on, grating my chicken. It's been marinating for roughly about an hour. And I'm just making sure that every little piece is touching the roasting pan. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I've done another lot in a pot. I need to put this in the oven. And I'll just put the timer on because I'm getting forgetful. And what I've decided to do is, because that's just going to take so long, is I'm going to buy in my already peeled garlic that I buy in and blitz, and just do a whole heap of that. But I won't be buying that until my grocery haul, and I'm going to leave that big bowl of little garlics for any fresh garlic that I want to use in a recipe, and that way if I just want a clove done, it'll take me a couple of minutes to do a clove, a little bulb, and I'll just use that through cooking as well. So I've got the two options there. If I've got time, and I can use the fresh, or I can grab the stuff out of the freezer in my little pucks. And yeah, I've got both of them. I've got this gorgeous little, let's wait for the lighting to correct itself. Yeah, this gorgeous little pot that I got from the thrift store or secondhand shop. And I've been putting garlic in it, so that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to put some of that garlic into here, and it just sits up here on the shelf. And yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Otherwise I'm just going to be here for literally hours, and I just don't have the time, but I don't want to waste it because I'm too frugal. So what I've done with all this lot, I'm going to use for the 50 clove garlic. See if it's going to be 100 or so little ones. So yeah, that's what I've decided to do. I love that I found out a new method. So next year, when the garlic next harvest is hopefully going to be nice big thick bulbs, this on the stove is a great method, and hopefully you know, it shows you a new method to quicken up your garlic processing. And if you're just going to use your garlic for cooking anyway, it doesn't really matter that it's slightly cooked. I don't think so anyway. Already a lot of the peels are off just from doing that. See, the bigger ones, it's slippery. The small one really works with the small size. Oh my gosh, this is a game changer. Look at that. Even the big things. Wow. I don't mind fussing around with some of them when the majority of them are so much easier. Game changer. I haven't seen anybody else do this method. I mean, I'm sure somebody else has, but it's certainly new to me. Would you look how much faster that is? Okay, I've changed my mind again. I'm a lady, I'm allowed to. I got all of that from that, pretty much from that last pot that I did, and I was able to process it in about 10 minutes compared to half an hour for like that tiny little sprinkle. This is game changer. I am going to process the rest of that pot. I'm not going to do it right now, and I don't need to like show you like minutes and minutes and minutes of footage of me continuing to do it, but I'm going to use all of that garlic in my 40 clove chicken. I reckon you are going to want to see that recipe, so I will bring it to you. I've just got to see if I can find any chicken in my freezer, or when I go to town next I'll buy some chicken. So what I think I might do with this is just give it a really light coating of oil, of my good oil, and then I'm going to pop it into a Ziploc bag and pop it in the freezer, only because I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to make the recipe. And over the next few days just process a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and what I might do is freeze down a few bags of this so that I could make 40 clove chicken or garlic sauce, you know, throughout the year, and just use these tiny cloves. If you can see, look, this is how ridiculous it is. Can you see that tiny little bit? Stop focusing on my face. The tiny little bit, it just pops straight out of the skin, so it's so less wasteful. Game changer, absolute game changer. Top and tail it, break it apart, throw it into some into a pot, cover with water, bring it up to a boil. As soon as it boils, take it off, drain it in a colander, and chuck the cold water on it for like 10 seconds. Bam. I'm going to end the video here. I will still process the plums and make some jam today. So the video isn't quite as what I was intending on, but I just want to get this out to you. That's how good it is. After trying all those other methods, yeah, I cannot say enough. If you grow your own garlic, or you find a really good special and you know you want to process your own garlic, that's the method. If you try it, come back to the comment, come back to the video, let me know, because honestly, game changer. Alright, thanks for joining me on this little bit of a weird video, but as I said, I wanted to keep it simple because I wanted to bring you this method. Alright, take care and see you later. Bye for now.